kwesịrị ekele. Ị kwesịrị ọtụtụ. Dị mmụọ ozi bi n'igwe, a na-akpọ isi a na-enye gị ekele. Dị nsọ ahụ, ewuwe ikpere anaghị ma. Jizọs onye nwụrụ si na ndị nwụrụ anwụ wee. Ị kwesịrị ekele. Ị kwesịrị ọtụtụ. Ị kwesịrị ka mbụ na-ege elu. Jizọs onye nwụrụ si na ndị nwụrụ anwụ wee. Ị kwesịrị. N'ime ozi bi n'igwe, a na-ekwukwa ka ha na-enye gị ekele. Nsọ ebe ikpere na aja gị mma. Jizọs onye nwụrụ si na ndị nwụrụ anwụ wee. Nna m kwesịrị. Too ya, too ya, too ya. Tono ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Tobe no ya, tobe, tobe. Onye nwe m ọlụlụ ọlụ ọma m. Tobe ya, onye na-eme mma. Tobe no ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Tobe no ya, tobe no ya, tobe ya. Tobe no ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Onye nwe m ọlụlụ ọlụ ọma. Onye na-eme mma. Tobe no ya, tobe no ya, tobe ya. Onye na-enye udo. Tobe no ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Tono ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Onye nwe m ọlụlụ ọlụ ọma. Tobe ya. Obunye ogbenye nụ. Tobe ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Tobe ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Tobe no ya, tobe ya, tochukwu. Onye nwanyị lụrụ ọlụ ọma. Tobe ya, obunye ogbenye nụ. Tobe ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Tobe ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Tobe ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Onye nwe m lụrụ ọlụ ọma. Tobe ya. Onye na-eme mma. Tobe no ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Tobe no ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Tobe no ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Onye nwe m lụrụ ọlụ ọma. Onye na-eme mma. Tobe ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Tobe Chukwu, tobe Chukwu, tobe Chukwu. Tobe no ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Onye nwanyị lụrụ ọlụ ọma. Onye na-eme mma. Tobe ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Tobe ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Tobe no ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Onye nwe m lụrụ. Tobe ya. Onye na-enye ndụ. Tobe no ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Tobe no ya, ụmụnne m. Tobe ya. Tobe no ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Onye nwe m lụrụ. Ọgaranya ngadanga. Tobe ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Tobe Chukwu, tobe Chukwu, tobe ya. Tobe no ya, tobe ya, tobe ya. Onye nwe m lụrụ. Tobe ya. Onye na-eme mma. Tobe no Chukwu, tobe ya, tobe ya. Ndị na-ekwu eziokwu. Tobe ya, tobe ya. tobe chukwu tobe chukwu tobe ya onye nwe m ụlọlụ tobe ya o mere ihe m ji kpọọ ya dike n'agha chukwu mere ihe m ji kpọọ ya eze mere ihe m ji kpọọ ya ekwu ebe mere ihe m ji kpọọ ya dike na-adị mkpa chukwu n'imere ihe m ji kpọọ gị dike n'agha Bobi Igbo ụtụtụ ọma ehihie ọma mgbede ọma depending your time zone anyị ya dịka echi maka na echi adịghị agwa agwụ ka anyị na-agwa ya ọ bụrụ isonye m. What are you waiting for? Click the like button, subscribe, comment, share. If anyị na-ekwu na nke ikpeazụ oye oye. If you are just coming across our channel for the very first time, you are welcome. This is Kelenna TV. We are live and we are direct, bringing you the gospel of redemption at your doorstep. If I ain't make a common sense, the reason I want to marry. If I can marry, if I can gas school, I'm a give you a chef of I just want to make common sense as always. As a with greetings from here. I have seen your comment before. I have seen your comment and many others. Happy New Year, everyone. Black Norian, Oliver, greetings from Israel. Oliver Makamele, Black and Norian, I'm the lucky. Norian, no Makamele, Onyeka, Norian, Makamele, James Norian, Makamele, Joy Norian, Makamele, Monima, Norian, Makamele, Jazz, Norian, Makamele. Somebody, I just remembered about somebody. I don't know how long or when or what it last. Gina do. I think I have not seen her comment for some time now, if I'm not mistaken. Just now, Makamele, Joy, Norian, just watching from Malta, Makamele. If today is your first time coming across our channel, I am a content creator and political analyst, a preacher of the gospel of redemption, preaching with anointing and power. On top, right. If I ain't get what to know because we are going to open studio. We are not going to do more of talking. Now this very program. And the title said, Elias is not working for Brgie and the USB of Mazi, Simon Ekpa. Elias is not working for Brgie of Mazi and Joko, USB of Mazi and Joko. So I will play more of videos. I will read some write-ups and I will now open the studio so that you can come in and tell us what you think. Mana, like the previous one that we in some hours ago, here. We were able to put one or two together for you to know. Nesia. No, Zero. because we threw some questions that is begging for an answer. And the sum of those questions, both the of no, as onye Mazi Banjoko mere appoint. Mazi Banjoko appointed him. Now, pay over, according to even the social media, $10,000 no one. Mazi Banjoko went so. Or the aware. Neres remember to overthrow him. Mazi Banjoko went so. No, even in honor on him. Before we did be a Besia Twanga. And up to date, he is yet to visit a man warrior Napoyogo. Who is he working for? Oka visit a man warrior. Oh, not here. Sonia Parawa is saying, na farmer take his order. Oh, not here. The time Mwe surrogate. Oh, not here. Mwe go and tell her to protect the mandate. Oh, not here. Mazi Ekpa is a legend. Before even the Ekpa, no here and that Indiana support lied that the declaration happened December 2nd, and he know the truth that the declaration happened November 29th. Honor here, he knows na document in the edge, forged document. Or what informer. Honor here, he knows Nandia has no document to back up their claim on what informer. Honor here. Okay. The gangsters, Popo Dr. Ngozo Rabeze to court. Honor here. And where informer. In fact, young are they comfortable with it. Honor here. Oge Mazi Banjoko nyere instruction for them to take out that lawsuit. Honor here, he know that they refused Nambidis before FMSC acquitted. Honor here. Honor here for how this APM on a weary was formed. So anyway, a whole lot of question. Okay, like I said, I am not going to do more of the talking. I will play some video, read some posts, and allow you to comment. Why have he not visited Mazi Banjoko? Why? Contracts Hannah Brgie of Mazi Banjoko Omene spy. Why ne renew here? Mobuna spy. When will it expire? Mobuna will expire. Or can I receive with them pain every month? Who is he working for? I will play you a video. Let me start by playing you the video of his. This is video see for Mano my fundraising. I'm a fundraising now. I know Nuraya. Okay, my fundraising. I will start with some videos that you are familiar with because if I'm talking about Maria Torero or Miru Agua program where you come on board. He said that he is lobbyist and he is going to be freedom fighter. So all lobbyist push why or this governor and I need is his services. Autonomy is a freedom fighter fighting that he have once stood for. So now let us go and play this video of his where he introduced how he came into this very struggle. Listen to him. The reason why Onyaji were a whole lot of questions to answer. The reason Onyaji were a suspect. Bono here, how he contacted himself. He was the one that contacted Mazi Banjoku, not the other way around. That is an evidence. Now, Muhammadi Achogoro there, Muhammadi Achogoro. Muhammadi Achogoro, because on a social media, Nachoro. Muhammadi Achogoro suspect on a Achogoro. Mazi Banjoku did not went looking for lobbyists. So there is every possibility that maybe, without young even or Mazi Banjoku Moriga may have chocolate lobbyists. Maybe, Mazi Banjoku Moriga may have chocolate lobbyists because now lobby need lobby become ways when you are. Maybe not the active behind the scene. Man, with what is obtainable on social media, I am of the opinion no can worry for lobbytra or anything. So there is every possibility. Ombro no contact from Mazi Banjoku may not even need lobbyists. The reason now, even in social media, I am yet to see the impact of his lobbying. Maybe nowhere behind the scene, but on social media, I am yet to see the impact. If I am for opposite. So here, based on non-natural, he contacted Mazi Banjoku by himself. I am just a preacher of the gospel of redemption. Oh, yeah, I'm a sure. Ya ka o ji akpaga na social media na-achọ ndị na-ekwu okwu nwere onwe ka ọ ga-ataka afa. So let us listen to him. You must pay very, very, very close attention. Who is he working for? Because he is now against USB declared. He is now against Brgie of Mazi Banjoku. He have fought Mazi Banjoku on social media by fighting the one whom Mazi Banjoku appointed. Or fight Mazi Banjoku by supporting memo where they were saying that Mazi Banjoku is defending Dr. Ngozi Orebeze. Or fight Mazi Banjoku. He have fought Mazi Banjoku by saying that Mazi Banjoku has been defending Miss Dr. Ngozi Orebeze. So who is he working for? By listening to this video.
Thank you for that very generous introduction from the Minister of Finance. Please give him a round of applause for his tireless dedication to the government, and I appreciate his tremendous support. I also want to provide thanks to the Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to the Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, to the Chief of Staff, Dr. Uro Boezi, and all of the honorable cabinet ministers we have here today, to all the dignitaries, and most importantly, to the people of Biafra. Thank you.
Don't forget, onye akwụkwọ onye ana m achọ ọrụ. Ya chọrọ Mazi Banjoku gaba. Ọkwa onye ana m achọ ọrụ. Ya chọrọkwara Mazi Banjoku gaba. Now, ọ fightụla Mazi Banjoku with the gangsters.
I also want to provide my personal wishes and prayers for the Prime Minister and his family during this challenging time, and will support him to see him through this moment of challenge. I also want to pass along the regards of my colleague, former Congressman Jim Moran, who wanted to come but could not do so due to some personal obligations. I just want to speak extemporaneously for a moment. I didn't write my speech, but I just want to make some comments about how I got involved in this wonderful movement, in the struggle, because I do think, looking back retroactively, I think there was a divine
how he got involved. How he got involved. Pay very close attention.
providence that brought me into this. So it was very interesting. I've known about Biafra for some years. I knew about the indigenous people, Biafra, the IPOB, was not involved. One day, by complete accident, online, when doing some research, I came across this Biafra Republic Government Exile website, and I was very surprised. I thought to myself, when did a Biafra government come into being? So I clicked on the website, I looked through it, I became more and more interested, and then I came across a
and this thing for I know and began our question go see I going forward. More than I from the Anamachoro, I have I need the oro, I oro. Going forward, I am a needs in the Anamachoro because on Cadros, I am more than I know, but for need. Natural. Manoblement, I contact you by divine providence. Upon India, an enemy may have, or might have, or an enemy can equally send one to your path. I need the end divine providence. I need the one there. Going forward, I need the all I equally or die and I forward on a I could your any specific task on our
the profile of Simon Ekpa, and I thought, who is this Prime Minister Ekpa, and yeah. So I became more and more intrigued. I went to his Wikipedia, I read it, talking about all the work he's doing, how he's based in Philly, and I became more and more intrigued. I was like, this is such an interesting person. I have to find out what's going on here. So I sent an email to the general email of the Biafra Republic Government Exile website, just saying that I was interested in learning more about the organization because I was genuinely curious.
If I want to see where the picture,
This seemed very fascinating to me, and I received back an email personally from the Prime Minister saying he wanted to speak with me. So we spoke for the first time, and I was immediately impressed. I saw how brilliant he was. I saw that he was a visionary leader. I saw that he knew he was doing, how tactical he was. But most important, I saw that he had the special, intangible qualities of a leader and a historic leader. And I immediately knew there's something very special here. And this is something I've experienced with. I've dealt with leaders, presidents, prime ministers all over the world. Of different countries. My own family, I come from a revolutionary family in Greece where we've had many generations of freedom fighters. So I have a good instinct when it comes to who has leadership qualities. And I could tell, okay, this person has something very special. And if I work with him, I think we could actually achieve what he wants to achieve. Yeah.
Just pay very close attention. We are going to open the studio. My Bogasia some things. We'll open the studio so that you can come in and make your point without insult.
Yes. So over time, over many months, we developed a very close personal relationship. And also he saw something in me and he said, I really want you to get involved in this. I want you to be part of this cause. And so I began formally my lobbying representation in June this year, and I think in a few months we've changed the course of history. So I think there are larger forces at play, and I'm very glad that divine providence has brought me into this, and will see us through this and to the goal that we want to achieve. And when I first started this journey, when I first was presented by the Prime Minister to the Biafran people, I said that I'll not only be a lobbyist, but a fellow freedom fighter for the independence of Biafra. And today, I greet you as victorious independence fighters, because that's what you are. Yeah, my friends, this occasion is an illustrious one that will forever be in our hearts and will be passed along to future posterity as a seminal moment in our great struggle for freedom.
This is the redeclaration that gave birth to USB redeclared. This is the redeclaration that they have planned for years, months. This is the redeclaration that gave birth to Constitution. This is the redeclaration that gave birth to the redeclaration. This is the program. Yawan on the redeclaration hall, then this speech. After all this, he still abandoned USB redeclared without telling you why. Contract
The independence of Biafra will not only be a symbol of hope for the continent of Africa, but the entire world. Biafra will be a symbol of pride. In the 1960s, President John F. Kennedy and the United States government played an important role in supporting the decolonization of Africa and supporting various African independence leaders and African nationalist movements. President Kennedy understood that supporting the African people rather than the European colonists was not only the right thing to do and the moral thing to do, but in the interests of the United States, which at the time had been competing with the Soviet Union for influence in Africa and throughout the world. Similarly, in this new age of great power competition, the United States has an obligation to support the new African independence movements of the 21st century and put an end to the legacy of neocolonialism in Africa. And Nigeria is one of the worst examples of neocolonialism, a failed British project. And the rise of Biafra will put an end to this nonsense in Africa. As the Biafran government lobbyist in Washington, D.C., I've taken the Biafran message, or we could even say the Biafran gospel, to the highest levels. We have spoken to the Congress. We have spoken to the White House. We spoke
to the Congress. We spoke to the White House. We spoke. Since that time till now, I don't have any evidence to show.
Spoken to the think tanks and the decision makers in Washington. As the finance minister said,
if any level, as the finance minister have said, the finance minister,
we have met with and presented the Biafra Charter to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mike Johnson, the third highest level official in the United States government. And we've met with many members of Congress. The results have been overwhelmingly positive. We have received overwhelming support. We've already received many commitments. Not a single member of Congress or U.S. official that I've met with have expressed any support for Nigeria. So we're on the right track, and we're in a very good position as we move into the future. At this convention, we will have speakers from the most prestigious think tanks in Washington, D.C., including the Cato Institute, the American Enterprise Institute, and In Defense of Christians. We have seen the fruits of this engagement with powerful longtime U.S. diplomats such as Ambassador Tibor Nagy and the American Enterprise Institute, Dr. Michael Rubin, who will be speaking at this convention. Highlighting the plight of the Prime Minister's attention, even critiquing Finland for what's happening, which is very significant. And in fact, there are articles in the news recently talking about the shock that people have about U.S. officials supporting.
Don't forget, in some hours' time, that will be the first humanitarian fundraising of the year. The first humanitarian fundraising of the year. Do well and join that fundraising in some hours' time. Do well and join.
The Prime Minister during the current detention. So this shows you the impact of what we're doing. In the next upcoming U.S. presidential administration, I believe there will be a number of independent African states or emerging African states which will be which will have their independence recognized. Yes. Yes. There are already many discussions. There's already talk about, for example, recognizing Somaliland as independent from Somalia in the coming Trump administration. With our work in Washington, D.C., we will guarantee Biafra's on that list of countries to be recognized. We will achieve U.S. recognition of Biafra. We're already very close. We're not far away. And once we have that recognition, it will be very easy to get UN recognition, other recognition, as I've said before, where the U.S. leads, others follow. So we will get that.
Somaliland. Juniani Muhammadi Amobia Mutara recognition Somaliland. Somaliland Obia Mutaria. If all other we going forward, I need is your we are I need your color. Somaliland they recognize in Alia Juniani Oya. Get the party of player. Israel recognize Somaliland. Get the party of player there. Obey for me. Idea. Obey idea. Israel is where recognize Somaliland. Over there.
I have also, through my international contacts, interacting with world leaders, have put out feelers about Biafra to other independent states, including in Africa. As you heard,
his contact, his connection. Contact.
My good friend and my other client, the president of the Eritrean government in exile, recognizes and will be the first country to recognize the United States of Biafra.
Show me one obodo. Onya walk group. So we don't know the obodo as lobby. Lobby get for the obodo want recognition. Show me one. In fact, my comment section, I'm not 2 years age were from Somaliland. Israel recognized under Somalia. Somaliland. 2 years age were I ain't talking, I'm talking. Now to see go was for no voice. There is sound now. Check from your end. No sound. There is sound. Check from your end. After 2 years in the Somaliland, you were Israel recognized Jaffa. Nah. Over here, on ever for many years, no recognition. Actually, after 2 years, one recognition. Show me one. One recognition. Go see one.
As President Badarai noted, while Eritrea gained independence from Ethiopia in 1991, the people of Eritrea have been under a brutal dictatorship since that time and have not had their freedom. And President Badarai wants to bring freedom and democracy to his people, and it's been an honor to represent his cause in Washington, and he is very strongly supported by our government over the current dictatorship in Eritrea. So his recognition by Biafra is very significant.
With you.
And I believe through what he's doing, through other contacts we're making, I think we can get recognition.
Recognition. Show me one. Show me your full obodo. Yana the obodo. I don't get good. No, good. The obodo. Recognition. I would like to see. Show me. I am going to open the studio. You will call in. You go talk about CBU for Bele.
For Biafra from other states in Africa and other countries as well. So we'll be having a lot of conversations outside the U.S. government with other governments that are sympathetic, and I think we could make a lot of international.
Far from the willing. I don't know for somebody like his APM, which he had already.
Progress. Biafra's struggle for independence is a sublime one, in which the lands of its indigenous people can finally take control of their own destiny. For too long, the people of Biafra has suffered under colonial bondage and now neo-colonial oppression, being forced to be under the Nigerian yoke. With the declaration of the restoration of the independent state of Biafra, that is all finished with. Let us strive to create a new nation which will serve its people and be an example to the world. My fellow Biafrans, my fellow freedom fighters,
my fellow Biafrans, my fellow freedom fighters.
Long live independence. Long live an independent and sovereign Biafra. Thank you.
Ka Ghana. Gosimu ofu obodo onye arụgidere ọrụ ndị ahụ enweta recognition. Ọ bụ na ọ nwere anyị ga-awa arapụ ya. Let us move to another. Let us move to another. This is why he spent at the same declaration hall. This is why he spent any identity. She have now denied the identity. Like Elias. She have denied the identity. Elias have denied the US will be declared. Look at whatever. We have imagine lobbyist yana the government is still pay for his flight, pay for his hotel. Nah. Ọ bụrụ na ọ bụ obodo onye a nwetara recognition, unu renew. Listen, I want to play some videos. Unu ajụzi Elias why I am a play studio.
Honorable Anyanwu Bennett Mianacho. We have the next Honorable Anyanwu Bennett. We have Madam Obodefuna Hope Ngozi.
Owen identity.
Honorable Ohia.
Owen identity. Owen origin. Neke on ya today. Amazi ebe ọgwụ akwụ.
Ariako Silvans.
For the first time in life.
Okay, let us now move to another. I want to play some videos. When was he phone ya kota? Ka ọ gazie onye ọbụla aka na ozi ihe ya gwa Elias ga-agwa. Here you have this one. You know this one. Now listen to this.
Gun. No. We're not going to shoot any gun. Those people that are waiting that December 2nd, we're going to start shooting gun. No. We're not going to shoot any gun. Those people that are waiting that December 2nd, we're going to start shooting gun. No. We're not going to shoot any gun. Those people that are waiting that December 2nd, we're going to start shooting gun. No. We're not going to shoot any gun.
Now, listen to this.
But what are we going to gain from this convention? What we're going to gain is that every document that we're going to generate from this convention become legal document that we'll be using for the political approach and diplomatic approach for the Biafra independence and recognition. This document will be sent to the United Nations. This document will be sent to the U.S. Department of State, U.S. or every department that foreign department, the Congress and all that. We have it. European Union and every other region that we feel that needed to have it to support Biafra at the UN. That's where the whole thing is going to start. Only then Biafra will have a name. Now it is only noise we're making. And Nigeria have understood this very well.
Wait. Listen.
But what are we going to gain from this convention? What we're going to gain is that every document that we're going to generate from this convention become legal document that we'll be using for the political approach. And diplomatic approach for the Biafra.
And diplomatic approach.
Independence and recognition.
And recognition. And if I now borrow Ministry of Foreign Affairs now. Another thing but what are some people going to lose? If some people will lose, we're gonna post the declaration committee. Now there's Elias and to Yaya. Manana going forward now his position as lobbyist, Ministry of Foreign Affairs stake. So Noria na beni sinjedebe. And all my KG West no contract only 1 year, maybe. So that after 1 year, I got your. But after 1 year or before 1 year, Kamayan Wage Choro or join these gangsters fight for freedom. Fighting those that is fighting for freedom. He want to fight those fighting for freedom because he want to maintain, he want that standstill. He want the struggle to be stagnant so that he will continue to get his money. What they wanted was, after the declaration, everybody go home. Nobody will talk about the USB. Nobody will talk about political approach. Nobody will talk about document. We will go back, continue running around and never begin. That was what they wanted. That was why that we are now a nation. They fight you. Oh, show me the nation. Who are you controlling? Where are you controlling? They are helping people that don't want us to move forward because of their own personal gain. They are helping them to push that narrative. Show me your nation. Oh, show me your nation. A man a document in them with a already. Oh, he said you are now a nation. Show me your nation. Show me your nation. They are helping people that don't want next step, that don't want to go forward. They are helping them to push that narrative. Helping people like Elias. No, because he's in Brgie. He wants his money to continue to come. Yeah? Negative. What are we going to gain? Okay, what some people is going to lose. Because the reason why you see them fighting this fight you see today is because they have really lose. They have lose.
But what are we going to gain from this convention? What we are going to gain is that every document that we are going to generate from this convention become legal document that we'll be using for the political approach and diplomatic approach for the Biafra independence and recognition. This document will be sent to the United Nations. This document will be sent to the U.S. Department of State, U.S. or every department that foreign department, the Congress and all that. We have European Union and every other region that we feel that's needed to have it.
And this document, with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Aro, writing to nations. So when Elias said, Oria, I'm going to end point. John is here willing to that saw that their own job are going to end point. Creating was here all together. Fighting US being declared. And he know that they have no document to back up their December 2nd declaration claim. He know that they have no document. He know that the document of Brgie fan they use go forged one. He know, but because now when I for no end point, his position as lobby, Ministry of Foreign Affairs have taken it, writing to nations or join his Yakuza gang with India to fight US will declare. That is why Oji Wenodo up to dates on our board of Tongozo Rebels or Abu Fulani. He have no evidence to show you Nefabo plans and strategies of Mazi Panjobu that Dr. Ngozo Rebeze is not following. And this is the reason why he is not supporting Dr. Ngozo Rebeze. He have not shown you anything. On an eye for an endpoint. Or join his end in the Fokuran or five endpoint. They team up together, lying to our people, taking pictures, posting the social media, trying to confuse or convince some people that they are actually doing something in Washington, D.C. Anywhere where it's about Forge, they told us that they are having U.S. congressional hearing on Biafra. We went there having high hope. And that is an error. An evidence, complete, mighty evidence to show that they don't have anything in the background or underground. Let's continue to listen.
Biafra at the UN. That's where the whole thing is going to start. Only then Biafra will have a name. Now,
only then Biafra will have a name. He don't like that name Biafra have. Because he know Biafra having that name means Noria. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs here take Oria. He now gang up with people that is willing to fight US will declare.
Noise we're making. And Nigeria have understood this very well. They know where I'm going. And that's why they are restless. But I'm watching them and they are having problem with going to India.
Okay, now, what we are going to gain. This redeclaration gave birth to Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Ministry of Foreign Affairs have taken the position of lobbyists. I am an $10,000 and Elias don't like it. We gain it and Biafra have a name and he don't like it. Now, let me go and play you something. Because I am going to open studio. Therefore, now, listen to this. Listen to this. No, it's not showing. Ọrụ Elias agwụna. Elias atụ ọgụ with the gangsters. Ọ sị na ọrụ ya ọgwụ ya nye anyị evidence. A contract ya is still running. Ọ bụrụkwa na ọrụ ya agwụ na ọ tara ya ọ bụla renew ya na ajụ Elias ọ bụrụ gị bụ Mazi Ekpa Njọkụ ị ga-ekwe ya renew this contract. Now listen. That declaration and if you see everything Elias have abandoned it.
How can this zoo agent declare the independence of the United States of Biafra? None of them could do that. They worked against that. So anybody in their right thinking sense, even a child that is 8 years or 10 years old, we sit back to ask, how can you tell me that this individual is working against Biafra or working for the Zulu government? And this same individual was in Finland and declared United States of Biafra as an independent nation, and have countries like the Eritrean government in exile sign a memorandum of understanding with us, and have the Amazonian government sign memorandum of understanding with us, and have all the documents we need as a country. My signature is there. From the Constitution of the United States of Biafra, from the Declaration of the United States of Biafra, from the Helsinki Declaration, which we had last year, from the Ambazonia Biafra Memorandum of...
If any evidence that she know, and he refused to work with somebody where this vast knowledge as a lobbyist on our one also follow people that is lying to our people. Obruno gave Mazi Ekpa Njọkụ and USB declared or Brgie. Can you renew the contract of Elias? Can you listen?
Understanding Declaration, which was signed by Cho Ayaba and our Prime Minister. My signature is there. Ask this individual to give you what documents they have, where their signature is. So how can you follow a blind group of blind people that nothing?
Why is he following group of blind people that have nothing? Why did he choose to follow the group of blind people? Why? Would you choose to follow group of blind people lying to our people? That declaration we all witnessed. I see Korokoro. It was November 29. I see Korokoro. Why are they lying to our people that it happened December 2nd? Who declared it? Can the document, if I wanted to back it up, this lobbyist must be a very dangerous lobbyist, I tell you. Very dangerous. Why did he choose to follow blind people? People that has no document, no evidence to back up their claim. They ask, why? Why? Who are you working for? Let me take it back. Go with this. Offer these qualities. Go and follow quantity. Why am I value money? More than more than if more than legacy. He value money more than legacy. They weren't even expert. From my comment sections, they say that they don't want a connection with Vietnam. He value money more than legacy. He followed blind people. He followed liars and deceivers. The people that have never told our people the truth. They have not. Why is he following them? Mazi Ekpa Njọkụ and Brgie can I renew his contract, what has he achieved as a lobbyist? Not just a lobbyist that we contacted you or we contracted. He appeared to us. And out of pity, I asked him back here where no because no ya don't wash ya no where continue to listen.
How can this zoo agent declare the independence of the United States of Biafra? None of them could do that. They worked against that. So anybody in their right thinking sense, even a child that is 8 years or 10 years old, we sit back to ask, how can you tell me that this individual is working for against Biafra or working for the Zulu government? And this same individual was in Finland and declared United States of Biafra as an independent nation, and have countries like the Eritrean government in exile signed a memorandum of understanding with us, and have the Ambazonian government signed memorandum of understanding with us, and have all the documents we need as a country. My signature is there. From the Constitution of the United States of Biafra, from the Declaration of the United States of Biafra, from the Helsinki Declaration, which we had last year, from the Amazon.
All this quality she is counting, wherever her signature, this one that he is following, can he please tell us, document their signature? He deliberately following blind people to achieve what? He deliberately following liars and deceivers to achieve what? Who is he working for? I will open studio. What is to come? What is to come?
That Biafra Memorandum of Understanding Declaration, which was signed by Cho Ayaba and our Prime Minister, my signature is there. Ask this individual to give you what documents they have, where their signature is. So how can you follow a blind group of blind people that nothing that signifies the United States of Biafra? What document will they give you? What do they have when you follow them blindly and they are deceiving you and you believe them? So ask yourself those questions.
This lobbyist is a very dangerous lobbyist, I tell you. Oh, yeah, dangerous. A very dangerous lobbyist. Following blind people. Following people he know that they have no document to back up their claim. He must be a very dangerous lobbyist. Very dangerous. Up to date, he is yet to tell us the reason why he abandoned USB declared and Dr. Ngozo Rabete. He must be a very dangerous lobbyist.
If they say that, oh, this COS is working for zoo agent, how come the Prime Minister, there is no, unless that department is agent, how come the Prime Minister, there is no, unless that department is not important towards our restoration, there is no single department under Brgie, under United States of Biafra, under de facto, that I am not involved in. Not one. Not one. Mention that one. And I'll tell you the summary of that committee. Ask them, the 40 states of the United States of Biafra, who are those that created it? It is me, with the Prime Minister and with the Minister of State. This
lobby here, it is me, the Prime Minister and the Minister of State. Is your Elias as lobbyists? He form a chief. Lobbyists. Gave Oria as lobbyists. We from the creatory state of Borgia. Listen.
Of Biafra, who are those that created it? It is me. You, the summary of that committee.
Listen.
Ask them, the 40 states of the United States of Biafra, who are those that created it? It is me, with the Prime Minister and with the Minister of State.
The lobbyist here for $110,000. A very dangerous lobbyist. Very dangerous.
These criminals, you didn't see them. Most of you that we are following when we were having like 2-3 meetings every day, creating the maps of Biafra, creating the states, creating the counties, creating the districts and the executives. You that are true Biafran, ask yourself, did you ever see these criminals? No, I was always there. I know it.
She is always there. Always there. Always there. Always.
That is why.
And some idiots that is not there. They want you to listen to them. Inga, Amadia, Amabuwe, some of you.
The role that I play today is not just out of my experience, my expertise, and what I bring to the table. It is also based on working closely with the Prime Minister over these years to establish the United States of Biafra. That is why. That is why when you get confused, text me, call me, ask me, and I'll give you the right answer.
Have he tested? Have he called? And then with the right answer? Or choose to work with dangerous people?
From the standpoint of the Prime Minister, or ask any of the secretaries, or any of the departmental heads, or any of the cabinet members, they will give you the right answer. That is the role I play in this struggle. And I will continue to play that for Biafrans until our PM joins us very.
The only thing the APM achieved, no about the ego. I was here, the account of ego on a but go. Elias, please.
Very quickly, very soon. And there'll be no going back.
Okay, let's go to another. Even Jawasi, so that you can be able to ask him question. Did you Elias question? Elias, you have the problem. Okay, you have the problem. Think it here. Okay, what the problem is. Okay, it was where his findings were chopped at Dr. Ngozi Orabeze or Abu Fulani. Listen to this discussion between Dr. Ngozi Orabeze and this Elias. Elias, Elias, in fact, they got Elias. Or less, Mazi in the secret. Or in the open. Why Elias? What do you follow? What do you follow? What do you follow? What do you follow? The only way to stop them doing Friday, we are not going to let them breathe. Paku women on social media make I know waiting person. They women again. Elias Kulio women very good to it. Okay, I say I got fundraising. Elias I say I got fundraising. Can we wouldn't know you know Elias I got fundraising. Now listen to this.
Next steps, which of course I would then augment on the political level. But legally, what would be the next steps now that we're putting in place all these things that I mentioned to you?
After this discussion and the plans, Elias be appear because Opron and they haven't the serious. Na finally the result will be appear. What's your gangsters that have nothing to show?
Once, I think it would be interesting to have the results of the referendum, but essentially in any emerging government, what needs to take place, and this requires some work, is the transition of an overall document like the Helsinki Declaration or the new Constitution of the United States. United States of Biafra into practical working rules for the Biafran government. And this essentially would be a division departmentally in the government of the roles of the ministers, of the due process and procedures that need to be in place. But a lot will depend on, essentially, Elias, on the political lead of the amount of recognition we get here for Biafra in the United States and the steps that would need to be taken. What I would imagine is, and this would be a joint lobbying and legal effort on behalf of Biafra, is, what's interesting is not only are we in a little bit of a holding pattern for Biafra, we're a little bit of a holding pattern here in the United States because there's a transition coming within our government that will take place on January 20th. And we would need to find out the key people in positions that would be of interest for us within the State Department.
Right.
And who the Biafra Nigeria desk person would be. I mean, what I imagine is at some point it would be very interesting if the new Trump administration would allow the appointment of someone in charge of Biafran issues, essentially a Biafra desk within the State Department and those issues.
Oh, that would be very significant. Like a special envoy, maybe.
Somebody who would actually guide the State Department's policy.
Sound more real than Elias. Nwoke sound more real than Elias.
Regarding Biafra. And what
he sound more knowledgeable than Elias.
Helps in these types of situations. Elias can, I think, support my point of view is to have an organized, dedicated group of people with a specific mission in mind. Now, the State Department, I think on January 20th, because Dr. Brgie, I don't know how much you've been following the internal machinations of a new administration, but I think it will take at least a few weeks, if not more, to find out where the State Department is going as far as mission, the changeovers. We still need to have the Senate confirm a Secretary of State, and then deputies and assistant secretaries of states. And I think at that point, it would be not only an effort as far as the lobbying by Elias to reach out to the legal counsel in the State Department to see if we could get somebody, a designation of somebody who would overlook Biafra issues within the State Department. I think that would be a great victory to have somebody.
Onya sound more real than Elias lobby for $10,000. Onya sound more real.
Looking at this issue and guiding the State Department and a point of contact, which would also lead to legal contacts. Because if we have the general counsel, generally the State Department and the Secretary of State relies heavily on the State Department's on legal issues, international issues, because on issues relating to bilateral conventions, bilateral treaties, multilateral treaties, and how the State Department approaches emerging country will be largely dependent on the legal counsel in the State Department telling the Secretary of State or the Deputy Secretary of State, yes, go ahead, this is feasible, we can do this under U.S. law and international law. So I think we have a general idea, but the problem is we are getting a new government over here in the United States to see who is going to be in the State Department.
Onye a dị serious na-agbarịkọ okwu ọma na Elias ọ na-ajụ ase ma ọ bụ Elias ọ na-enye ọrụ ọ bụ ihe a ka ọ na-ekwu Elias na-ediri ego karịa ibuild legacy and reputation.
Also, I mean, it's not just the State Department. This sort of bifurcates into other departments, such as Treasury and the Office of Foreign Assets Control, Department of Commerce, which also has its own security arm, which has become more and more active. And the Department of Commerce essentially traditionally has been in place to deal with the interests of U.S. business internationally and promoting U.S. business. But that can go very well in hand once there is an emerging government to show the Department of Commerce, look, there's a lot of business and U.S. business interests that could be very, very beneficial mutually for both Biafra and the United States. So it would be a multifaceted approach, I think, legally and as well as the lobbying effort. And Elias, I don't want to just over promote him, but he has somebody who is extremely knowledgeable in how to approach both within the Moran group and Congressman Moran, but Elias in reaching out to
Listening to another one. We are opening studio soon.
Governments here in the United States in legal matters. I don't do any lobbying at all, and that helps me separate. I'm not registered ever as a foreign lobbyist for a foreign government, but my specialty is in dealing with very difficult and complex international legal issues, which interestingly apply to the Biafran government in exile. And I am pleased and honored to be able to help your government. And my goal is a long-term relationship with an actual government that's not just in exile, but one that's recognized by many, many countries. And let's cross our
So Muhammad agent, Elias.
UN recognition and a member of the United Nations. So that would be, I grew up, my parents are, I'm a child of the 70s, and I remember my parents talking about the brief existence of the Biafran government and the issues. So it's interesting to make a connection between my childhood stories about Biafra, and my parents were always very politically active, talking about Patrice Lumumba and African causes, and Biafra was one of those. So now here I am as legal counsel to the Biafran government in exile. It's a pleasure and it's an honor, and I leave it to you.
And also to note an interesting personal connection that Arman and I have. We come from very similar cultures. Arman is of Armenian background and I'm of Greek background. And we both come from people that have experienced genocide and ethnic cleansing. And that's something that the Biafrans have experienced. And I told Arman, this was very, we found it very humorous that some of the Biafrans were confused and thought Deburi might have been a Nigerian name, and you remember I put out a tweet that Arman is not a Nigerian, that he's an Armenian American. But apparently there are some Nigerians who have the last name Deburi, which is interesting. But
that is very interesting.
It is. Anyway, thank you so very much.
Elias, ị ga-ekwu ihe a ị ama na agent ka ọ bụ ndị nwe ọrụ ndị mmụọ ife ọrụ nye akọwa na ife Elias abụ nwa ebe a na-enwe hehehe agent ka ọ bụ with all these plans ha harapụ Dr. Ngozi Arabeze sobe APM anyị ga-emepe studio very soon. Program Amamboga.
It's really an honor to meet you, and thanks to Elias, who I call my brother, and a very good son of Biafra land. I don't even know how to. I mean, Biafrans are like out 247, trying to protect, trying to attack whoever says anything negative to Elias. They're ready to jump in. That's how like how passionate he is to Biafrans. And again, our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, is somebody that millions of Biafrans love, and they obey him. Whatever he says is they see it as their savior, not just because he's Simon Ekpa, but because the cause they believe in, which is the independence and restoration of Biafra, has gone just beyond an individual. So while our leader Nnamdi Kanu was there, and Nigerian government abducted him from Kenya, and he's right now in Nigerian DSS dungeon for the past almost 4 years, going to 5. Our Nnamdi Kanu, whom our PM Simon Ekpa, whom Nnamdi Kanu told Biafrans, go and listen to Simon Ekpa. That is actually whom the whole Biafrans and the world is following, actually. And our Prime Minister has brought a lot of changes in the face of this struggle, changes that we have never really known before, a lot of awareness, a lot of information to the world, thanks to Elias and his group that have also helped him to let the world know this true situation of things, unlike before. So again, as Elias has said, my name is Dr. Ngozi Brgie. I'm the Chief of Staff to the Biafra, United States of Biafra, before Biafra Republic government in exile and de facto. We are both at home and we are brought right now, after our declaration of our independence in Finland, we now are United States of Biafra. So I'm really glad to meet you. I know that PM told me about you a long time ago, and he told me specific task that you'll be doing, and I know I asked because I know there's another attorney Levy who was doing something. I mean, not in African level, because he I think in the OR he tried.
Elias Elias made this meeting possible. The only thing we will contact. So if on them about contact for meet in the Washington DC, meet a congressman and woman, and what has a picture with the APM? I would have no APM. What has a picture with your as a picture why I know. Okay, I will say that negative.
In the committee of African nations, the COS, that group. I'm gonna get the name. Those ones.
The African Union. He did something with the African Union.
Yeah,
the organization or the Organization of Emerging African
of Emerging African State. Yeah. So I think.
Thank God then we're this kind of meeting and the video. Thank God. Now let us go to the final one before I name a studio. Elias ajụjụ before na apụtara anya were question that is a SIR ekweta na ọ na-eme before na apụta onye ọsọ afịa ka ọ bụ complete onye ọsọ afịa odogo onye ọbụla anya. Now let me read this thing out from Alliance of Biafra Americans. Let me read. It is okay, Elias. There are other jobs out there. The PM, Simon Ekpa, has made his choice. Your contract, which was signed by James Mora and the PM, Simon Ekpa, attached below, which expired in June 2025, was declined renewal for the following reasons. Mazi, according to this write-up, Ekpa no get renew. contract with Elias. Following reasons: unproductive photos with U.S. officials, which yielded no formal document, no acknowledgement of meetings by the congressman, no official scheduled meeting with U.S. officials, no mention of Biafra by any current U.S. officials you met informally, no attempt to bring the case of the PM, Simon Ekpa, to the attention of current U.S. officials, no mention of PM Simon Ekpa's case by any U.S. officials, distracting Biafrans with previous lawsuits against the PM Simon Ekpa's appointed official. All this despite costing $10,000 monthly in lobbying fees. The PM Simon Ekpa, through his deputy Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, and the USBG Brgie, has established the Department of Foreign Affairs to execute all of the above and more. As such, your services are no longer required by Brgie USBG. You are free to take on a personal contract with Ogenkere, but not with Brgie. Shalom. Okay, for this right up, I am now opening the studio. And I open a contract MLS spy and then renew based on if any now outlined. So join us by the studio and make your comment as we draw the curtain. Our searchlight now the neighbor Elias. Omepim Ayeburia. Ayeburia. Ojo Anyuntua Ayeburia. If I want to know on social media Ayeburia, that is the link. Come in, make your comments. If you have any, nobody will withdraw the curtain while we place our searchlight. Do well and touch the like button if you haven't done that. Who is he working for? We have thrown a whole lot of questions for him to answer. I can cheer. Do you have comment? You have comment. Come into the studio. Let him come and tell us any country he have gotten recognition for. Let him come. He organized open offer. Any comments? No, we did not see anybody online. Let me show you this. If I have document of his contract before and the contract expire. Agreement and accepted for Biafra, the public government in exile. And an agreement expire and the USBG does not want to renew the contract with him because so we have a whole lot of questions to answer. Social media come in and make your comment if you don't have cutting from here. Tomorrow, in some hours' time, Bo fetched USBG humanitarian fundraising this 2026. Make sure they know there. This same 2026, be in expectation. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Be in expectation. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Chinamere, greetings from here. Amakamele, on the mic.
Kelena, good evening, sir. Or good morning from this side. this man, Elias, we have already sacked you because for us not to renew the contract just simply means we have sacked you. There is no two ways about it. We refuse to renew the contract, and that is the simplest explanation is that we have sacked you. We don't need your your contribution
Thanks.
anymore. Even though we have not seen anything from you, any contribution, no single positive contribution. I don't know if you are the one that corrupted Ogechunkere, or Ogechunkere is the one that corrupted you. But anyways, both of you know who corrupted each other. So both of you should go on and continue corrupting each other. Both of you should go anywhere that both of you took shower and go and collect your clothes. Your clothes or none of your belongings is still remaining with us. And I believe that USB is doing everything to take anything that belongs to us under your watch. We are doing anything to retrieve it back. I know for sure that there is no important document that is still with you guys. You guys have no important document that we need. So both of you should go ahead. Like this write-up says, you continue working with you can continue working for personal contract with Ogechunkere. For us, USB, we don't want to renew your agreement or your contract. Go ahead and work with Ogechunkere, with those people that you people want to deceive. Like I said last time I came online, go and ask for Bruce Fenn. Bruce Fenn, go and ask about him. We ended his career in this Biafra struggle, and we are going to end yours if you will not take your own time. If you refuse to take time for on this movement, we are going to destroy your own career, because light and darkness have nothing in common. You cannot be backbiting us and think that you will excel in your career. You are still a young guy. This is just a simple advice. You are still a young guy. You still have many futures, but do it with truth. Be truthful. Stop lying. You know the truth. This meeting with your senior advocate, James. This the conversation with him, James and Dr. Ngozi Habeze. You see how three of you we are happy, discussing the way forward, discussing the future of Biafrans. Now we ask you, Elias, what happened? What changed? What changed? You are in good position to expose Dr. Ngozi Habeze if she have done anything wrong. So why are you fighting her? Give us a reason. We are not condemning you for anything. We are just telling you we need an evidence. Give us a reason to see truth in what you are saying. In name calling, you are calling our DPM. Show us evidence. Show us reason why we should join you to call her names. If you have no evidence to present to us, if you have no single evidence, then go ahead and pack your things and leave this struggle. Don't allow us to continue insulting you, because you are the one that started this insult. We have not done any program about you until you start calling our DPM or Habeze or Dr. Ngozi. You start calling her or Abu Guru Fulani or Abu Fulani. Can you imagine such word coming from you? Upon all the respect we showered on you, upon all the love, the welcome we welcomed you. You just wanted to end up in name calling. It will not be well with you if you continue in this path. Thank you so much, Kenen. And I want to greet our people and our government, Dr. Ngozi Habeze and her cabinet, Biafra cabinet, not just Ngozi Habeze's cabinet. We greet all of you. We say, may God bless you. Continue the good work. Continue the good work. And we're expecting our passport this week. Thank you so much, Kenena.
Thank you, Chinamara. Network, it is all good. If they have support, USB declared. It has been alleged that Elias contract with Brgie, USB declared of Mazi Banjoko, no heat in the rock, they renew here. So it is now up to Elias to come to the media and declare the air. It has been alleged that the contract have expired, and the Brgie USB of Mazi Banjoko have refused to renew it. So he should come out and declare the air. But when you find a good on social media, Mama Camera Igbo be Igbo. Mama Camera I need that. I ain't ever divine the Grand Banabite and another person to what people. Join us in some hours' time as we continue the gospel of redemption. Bye for now and stay blessed.